Hello and welcome to biology class. From this video lecture, we will discuss about the functions of the tubules. In previous video lecture, we have discussed about the mechanism of urine formation, and this part is also involve the mechanism of urine formation, especially in the tubular part. So we will discuss the function of tubular part one by one for different part of the tubules. So our main topic is the function of the tubules. As the tubules divided into different categories, there are four main categories. The first we will discuss about the ECT. Then second part we will discuss about the Henle's loop. In Henle's loop we will discuss about descending and descending loop. Descending and ascending link we will discuss separately about the descending as well as ascending link of loop of Henle. About the react also. And then we will discuss about the DCT, the function of DCT of the tubules. Then the fourth one is the collecting duct. So let us draw first the diagram of the tubules of the kidney. So in the tubules of the kidney, first we will draw the So here we are going to separate or distinguish the different part of the tubules. So this is the Bowman's capsule. Bowman's capsule. And inside the Bowman's capsule, the network of network of blood capillaries which produce by the branching in afferent arteriole. So this afferent arteriole branches to form the network of capillary, and this network of capillary is known as, inside the Bowman's capsule, is known as glomerulus. So actually we are discussing ultrafiltration, that from the glomerulus blood gets filtered or the plasma, most of the part of the blood gets filtered into the Bowman's capsule, and from the Bowman's capsule it extends or it continue in the tubular part. So first tubular part is the PCT, which is the proximal convoluted proximal convoluted tubule. Then proximal convoluted tubule extend downward, and this is known as the descending limb of loop of Henle, and the other is known as ascending limb. So descending and ascending limb of loop of Henle, these are the limb of loop of Henle. This is the loop of Henle. And the next part is the DCT or distal convoluted tubule. So first we will discuss their composition or their structure made up of which kind of tissue, which kind of cells. So for the PCT, it is made up of brush border divider epithelium. And the second feature of PCT is the cells of this brush border epithelium consist of cells have more number of mitochondria. The cells have large number of mitochondria, and this amount of mitochondria ensure the active transport through their membrane. So maximum transport through inside the PCT through their plasma membrane or through their membrane. The maximum transport take place in the form of active transport. So what are the things get transported through this membrane? So it is permeable, it is responsible for active transport. So active transport involve the glucose and amino acid. So 100% of glucose and amino acid get reabsorbed in PCT region by the blood capillaries around the PCT, and we have discussed that the blood capillaries around the PCT and DCT it is known as peritubular capillary. And here we will also segregate the portion into two regions. The cortex region is the cortex region, and then after this it is medulla region. So PCT and DCT mostly present in cortex region, only loop of Henle present in medulla region. So in PCT it is allowed the reabsorption of glucose, reabsorption of amino acid by active transport, and it also allowed the reabsorption of sodium ion as well as potassium ion. So these sodium ion and potassium ion, 100% glucose and amino acid get reabsorbed, while 70% about 70%, 70 to 75% sodium ion and potassium ion get really absorbed into the PCT region, and it also get release some hydrogen ion, sorry, yes, hydrogen ion and ammonia and S3. It means in PCT region the secretion it also secrete hydrogen ion and ammonia to maintain pH. So in PCT region, the process of reabsorption takes place by the help of active transport as well as the secretion of ammonia and hydrogen ion also take place to maintain the pH of the filtrate. pH of filtrate. Now after PCT, the next part, which is the descending limb. So descending limb is made up of squamous epithelium. The lining of descending limb is made up of squamous epithelium, and it is permeable to water and impermeable to electrolyte, sodium ion and chloride ion. So due to this nature, the filtrate which is passed from the descending limb, it from this descending limb, the substances which get reabsorbed in this water. Means high amount of water get reabsorbed from the filtrate in this region. So when the filtrate pass through the descending limb, here the filtrate get concentrated, or the concentration of filtrate becomes more in this region. It means the filtrate becomes hypertonic when passed from the descending limb of family. Then after descending limb, it go upward in the ascending limb, and the ascending limb, the feature of ascending limb is it is made up of cuboidal epithelium. And it is permeable to sodium chloride ion, and bicarbonate ion, and impermeable to water. So when filtrate pass from the ascending limb, the filtrate get hypotonic or get isotonic again. It means here the filtrate is isotonic, and when this filtrate comes here, it becomes hypertonic due to loss of water, and when it pass again from the ascending limb to the DCT region, it get again isotonic. Then after the ascending limb, it goes into the transfer to the DCT. So in DCT region, it is also made up of cuboidal epithelium, and it is permeable to, here the reabsorption of water as well as sodium ion take place. Reabsorption of water and sodium ion along with the bicarbonate ion HCO3, and it also secrete ammonia and hydrogen ion for pH maintenance. So pH maintenance take place by both PCT as well as DCT. It means here the water and sodium ion get released or get reabsorbed, while the ammonia and hydrogen ion get secreted into the filtrate in DCT region. And lastly, it is the collecting duct. So in collecting duct, or in the region of collecting duct, the maximum amount of water gets reabsorbed, and it is made up of columnar epithelium. And the absorption of water absorption is the main process, along with the secretion of ammonia, which maintain the pH of the filtrate or pH of the interstitial fluid inside the medulla as well as the cortex region, because collecting duct extend from cortex region to the medulla region. So this is all representing the function of tubules during the process of urine formation. So in the PCT region, most of the substances, most of the nutrient get reabsorbed by active transport, which involve glucose and amino acid, along with the sodium and potassium ion, that is electrolyte, also get reabsorbed about 70 to 75%. Then PCT also secrete hydrogen ion and ammonia to the filtrate to maintain the pH, and then it extends into the transfer into the descending limb, and descending limb especially permeable to water and impermeable to electrolyte. So only water get reabsorbed, and filtrate get hypertonic in this region or after descending limb. Then it moves in the ascending limb, and ascending limb impermeable to water, while it is permeable to sodium ion and chloride ion. It means it is permeable to electrolytes. So from this region, the filtrate also becomes isotonic. Then due to reabsorption of water and some ions or electrolytes, then it becomes concentrate. Then again in collecting duct, the maximum amount of water reabsorption takes place, along with the secretion of some nitrogenous waste like ammonia to maintain the pH. So water get reabsorbed maximum in collecting duct, and in this region the urine get concentrated to form the actual urine to pass into the ureter. So this is all about the function of tubules.